All right. Well, we are recording now. Welcome back to another episode of the Profit Roadmap, which we are also recording via a Zoom call, and you can watch on the Service Autopilot YouTube channel. I am sitting down with frequent guest of the show, Jacob Godar, to talk about what he's got going on. So, Jacob, you own Scooters Lawn Care up there in Illinois, and you're one of the first business owners I knew whose state issued a shelter-in-place order. So I just wanted to dive in and see how you guys are doing. Everybody's healthy. What do you got going on?
Yeah, everything's going good. Everyone's healthy. It's a really crazy time for everybody. I know I knew something was coming. I didn't know how soon it was going to happen. I had that week where they issued that shelter in place. I just was like, this is going to happen by the end of the week. I just know something's going to happen. I'm just ready to hear what it is so we can see how we deal with it. I don't want to keep waiting day by day by day to think something's going to come up and never know when it's going to come up. So, yeah, that came up, and it was something that we didn't really know what we were supposed to do because it was so unclear whether we were essential or not essential. And, it was just vague for everybody. I mean, it is still probably vague for some people. Luckily, I guess it's Illinois Landscape Association really went hard at figuring out the true definition of if we were essential or not. I made the call based off of what California and other places had done that were what I feel much more conservative than us, and kind of followed their lead very early on, because this all happened Friday, and then Saturday morning, maybe even Friday night, we released that we were going to stay open because some of the bigger companies here closed. But even though there's still shelter in place, now they're open again. So it's been weird. We've all been healthy. We've all been taking a ton more precautions at the shop. We've got we got my own little print off to go as we're bringing employees back and get new hires to kind of go through our protocol of what we're doing to do our part. Because I think the biggest thing I can say is my biggest concern is people who go out and just continue to operate like normal and don't care, don't do anything. I mean, there's certain things that you can't do a ton with, but I mean, there's a lot of things we can do to be better.
Yeah.
So.
So what does it look like for you guys to be working right now? If you had to reduce crew sizes, or
well, we don't have, luckily we're kind of going on the deal of still trying to bringing people back from being laid off and ramping the season up. And so we haven't really, ever since this kind of started, we've had pretty small crews, but that doesn't work bad for us because we always typically have like a 2 to 3 person landscape crew. It's never a huge crew anyway. We're splitting up the people. As many, basically we're putting every vehicle we've got out all the time, whether we really need it or not. So any chance to drive alone in a vehicle, we're driving alone. We got a diesel tank. We haven't had a diesel tank here yet. As soon as this happened, I called our FS guys and I said, hey, we need diesel fuel here too. I don't want to have to go to the gas station anymore. So we've kind of eliminated.
I haven't heard someone say that yet, but that is an awesome resource to have, to not have to go use that filthy public pump.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I had to go in somewhere, I'd much rather go in like a store or something. The gas stations are always so just notoriously, I mean, there's so much traffic, and I just feel like if there's going to be a problem somewhere, everybody's touching the same pump handle and everything. Absolutely. So we'd already had a 500-gallon gas tank here, and now we've got a 500-gallon diesel tank. So now no one has to fuel up anything off-site. Zoe or someone from the office. Well, there's only me and Zoe in the office now. Everybody from the office besides us is now working from home. The handles and everything's getting bleached twice a day, morning and night. So diesel pumps, all the doorknobs in the shop, all the handles and our surfaces of anything. Our landscape crew, we always had one porta potty, but we made sure our landscape crew, people who sit on the site a lot, have porta potties all the time. They're just the second trucks pulling that around, so they don't have to go into the gas station or do anything like that. And I've kind of, that was one of the hardest things, is like a mowing crew, at some point, I'm sure someone's got to go to the bathroom. I'm sure someone's got to do something. So we kind of talked that over, and we're going to do our best to try to pick like I said, I'm really anti-gas station.
Yeah.
Gas station, a lot of time you got to open a door, you got to do this and that. A lot of times you can walk into a store, doors slide, you don't have to touch anything. You can walk straight into a bathroom, you can walk straight out and barely touch anything. So
Yeah.
So yeah, there's just been a lot of different little things, the conversation of no contact, keeping your distance with employees, just an endless list of stuff to try to do our part.
Absolutely. So one of the reasons that I was interested in talking to you, not only because we're friends and I wanted to see how you were doing, but also you're one of my contacts that does a lot of hardscape installation. And so I wanted to talk to you about how those projects are going, what changes you've made to continue trying to sell that kind of work during this time.
So, we already have a really big presence in landscaping in our area, even though our name kind of throws that off because it's just Scooter's Lawn Care. As far as an approach to keep selling it, we have backed down because there's some of the stuff that isn't as essential. But when someone's going in and they're putting in a new landscape and they're getting rid of some disgusting old, mess of a backyard, that can kind of fall into that sanitary issue again. So, so I would say, all in all, we haven't pushed it as much, but we still get so many calls for it just because we did so much of it last year. We pushed it so much. We have such a marketing presence of doing it already. So things are very similar with it. I would say, if anything, we might be marketing for it a little less, and we're really pushing the services that we feel are the biggest necessity for the community, like maintenance. Maintenance right now, can't tell you how many people we have stuck in Florida that are our customers for landscaping or something else that we're now mowing their lawn because they can't fly back. How many doctors are working 24/7 around the clock? And I picked up 2 people earlier this week that they're going to be working so much in the hospital that they won't be able to cut the grass. So we're now mowing the grass for them. So, yeah. We're still doing a lot. There's still a lot of landscaping going on. We got some really big projects coming down the line. I've got, right as you were messaging me to start this, I'm working on a design for a paver patio. I've got another estimate for a paver patio and a design that's finally been approved that I'm hopefully going to try to get done by the end of the day. So, but I felt really blessed overall just for I really thought that it was going to come down to really, really slow down. It seems like that's kind of going away, and the general consensus with everybody here in our area is everybody's just slammed with phone calls.
Yeah, so that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, there's a ton of people that have lost their jobs and became unemployed over this, but there are a lot of people that have a job that they can do just what you're doing. You can go home, you can continue working, and just because you're working at home doesn't mean you get to go out and have fun and clean up and do the stuff that you want to do. It means that you get to sit on a phone and sit in front of a computer and maybe look out at your window at the problem that you've been wanting to solve forever. And now, instead of being at your office at work, not seeing it all day, you get to look at the problem all day long.
Absolutely.
So I've had several conversations.
My yard looks like trash right now, and it's driving me crazy.
I've had several conversations with people like that I feel like they're almost hiding from it at their office and stuff. They don't notice it. Now that they're at home, they're just ready to get it taken care of. Thought they were going to be able to do more, that they're working from home, and realize they still can't. So
yeah. Jacob, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy selling day. That's the best thing to hear right now.
I know. For sure.
To talk to me and give everybody an update on how you guys are doing. Make sure to tell everybody hi for me. And
Will do.
We'll get you back on at the end of this to see how everything went.
All right. Sounds good, my man.